Hi, I'm Dice, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play. Let's see what this one is. Hopefully it's something that's more interesting. As interesting as Ghost in the Shell was. And Tetris. Beast, no. Yep, I think I know what this is. This is Mutant Academy. Oh, Cyclops. You and your Banana Man diaper. I still love the X Men. Oh, Nightcrawler. And Rogue that isn't like zero power. Ooh, Psylocke, yes. Although I do have to say, I did kind of like, oh god, what's her name? The girl played Sansa Stark playing, Jean Grey, and then Psylocke being played by Brain Fart. Can't remember her name. Really hot. Oh man, I can't remember her name. She was in Newsroom. She was amazing in Newsroom. But then I saw her do some questions with Jackie Chan. I don't know if she was tired or like sunburnt or something, but she looked like, I don't know, like she forgot her moisturizer or something. She looked really off and suddenly like she aged like 30 years. Either that or Jackie Chan is literally so old he's sucking the life from her. Speaking of which, she's coming out with a movie soon. We got Gambit. Oh, they have Phoenix. Nice. Toad, Sabretooth, Havoc. Nice. I loved Havoc. It's a shame that Havoc never got much play, even though he's a total dick. Forge. So I guess this has the like Days of Future Past arc, like the when you have like Bishop who dies like 8 million times and all that, and then of course Cable. But the problem is that inherently Cable existing like with the current X-Men doesn't fit. I watched this whole like 45-minute Spurg Lord rant about a guy who complained about X-23 and saying that that's not possible because like they would have to have a divide in the timeline that caused an issue, because otherwise like Cable should have been born and the Mutant War should have began, and that X-23 shouldn't exist because they never obviously make mention of a mutant that powerful or that fucking stupid. That Wolverine movie was so dumb, and the comic character is even worse. But the mutant apocalypse never happens, and therefore Cable and Havoc don't exist for some reason, and that means that Bishop, since Bishop doesn't exist, that means they can never go back in time, and that means that the mutant apocalypse can't be stopped if something diverged so far that the people from the future can't be born in order for the mutant apocalypse to happen. Some people like to argue that it wouldn't, if they weren't born, it wouldn't have happened and all this, but it would have happened regardless. And just like all these changes they're making to X-Men that make no sense whatsoever. And like they've gotten rid of like all of the generally interesting things. Like I actually got a few free comics from the Marvel Unlimited, and I read some of the new ones, and they're just garbage. Like they don't make, they're all like whiny emo with a lot of SJW garbage, and it's all just like it's just not good. Like there was a certain flair of the older X-Men, and not being like a hipster about it or whatever, but like I grew up reading the X-Men, and I was always excited for like new issues, and I've always wanted to get the compendiums and just sit down and read them all through, even though there's a lot of like really boring Drek filler stuff. But like there's the whole great stuff with like the Phoenix Saga, and then you lead into like Bishop going into the past, and then Cable and X-Force, and like the future stuff and all that stuff kind of mixing together into one big thing. And then they just like change the mythos up and completely alter the way it was supposed to go. And it's not good. Like, I liked when it was like there was questionable things going on, and I don't know. I mean, the changes they made were just. It was like the Spider-Man comic that came after the Spider-Man movies, where like Spider-Man actually rebirths himself and all that nonsense. Like, all those were just like cringy after that. Like, I want the old Vermin and all that stuff back, but like, I don't know. Like, I was even surprised that with the Avengers, they even did Civil War, even if it was really truncated and really short and wasn't really like a huge deal. It was still like really bizarre. But X-Men is one of those things that you just like killing Wolverine is not a reality because he lives to the generation that has cable. Like, literally at the start of the Mutant Apocalypse, Wolverine dies. But in this, it's like Wolverine dies, but there's X-23 or whatever, and X-23 is just like, it's like Wolverine Mark II that's a crybaby, and it's not interesting, and none of the characters are like tough and interesting. It's just like, like, I felt like the original X-Men were way more diverse than the new X-Men, and I feel like they stuffed a bunch of characters and made like some sort of forced diversity, and it made the whole thing awkward. Like, look, I'm hovering it over Storm. She's freaking African. Like, you have an African, you have someone who's like a Creole Key, you have Cyclops, who's just a white boy, you have Wolverine, he's Canadian. I mean, how much more ethnic do you get than Canadian? You have Beast. You know, some of them, yeah, are kind of repeats of things. I mean, Mystique, she's basically like one of the early deities that keeps getting terrible cases of amnesia. Magneto, who's German. Yeah, I mean, Sabretooth and Wolverine are like, I mean, they're not even Canadian. I think they're, was it French or something? I don't remember where the origin story started. Basically when their father abandoned them. Havoc is what? Cyclops' brother? Cyclops' son? I never remember, because they've changed it like 2 or 3 times. Forge is... he's one of the later X-Men, when they start getting in like the Days of Future Past stuff, I believe. Rogue looks weird. But there's... and like Nightcrawler, he was Romanian? I never remember exactly. But either way, he's Eastern European. He's a Slav. He's a Slav, bro. So, I don't know. I mean, I feel like they had a lot more... They also had some other X-Men, like Colossus, who was Russian, and, you know, they had all these other ones. Plus, you had, like, your Jubilee. Oh, my God. Why am I messing up his name? There's Iceman. Oh, God. I can see his face, but I can't remember. But either way, Bishop was always badass, and I love that Bishop would come back and then die. And it was like, oh, well, that's unfortunate. So I'm going to do my usual staple. I'm going to go for Nightcrawler. And I wasted like 5 minutes just talking about X-Men theories and how I hate the new ones. I don't really like comics now anymore. They're all garbage. I'm just going to watch anime and memes and LPs. Because everything else is garbage. Is this a fighting game?
Willkommen!
My will is strong.
I don't remember these being a fighting game. Remember that time that Nightcrawler kicked Phoenix's ass? I don't either. Also, the sword's a little weird. And the sound cut out. I guess it's trying to use too many channels? Or it's just not supported? Because I hear it trying. What? I totally slashed.
None can withstand the Phoenix.
Yeah, really none can. Let's be truthful. I see why they went with Marvel vs. Capcom. Dude, get the... Get the fuck out of here. I'll spam buttons until I figure something out.
You fought well.
I don't know what S is. Oh, seriously? You're gonna force throw me now? Yeah, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Your flying bullshit. Ugh. She has way too much priority. Dude, get the fuck out of here.
The dream will never die.
Yep. Oh, this has been fun. Let's try somebody else. Nightcrawler's good, but he's really stiff and short, which is weird, because you think Nightcrawler would be the most fluid, like, hyperactive character. No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
En garde!
No, 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 no.
Your
no.
mind is weak.
Uh-oh. What? Alright, let's do this. I'm gonna have to reset the whole thing, so I hope you enjoy my desktop. Yeah, so apparently some of this is bugged because the menu won't work. That's a common thing, though. Is it stuck now? Nope. Just takes a while to load. Yeah, I don't care. Move on. Let's try... I would say let's try Gambit. But seriously, like Phoenix right from the start? What's that BS about? Let's try Mystique, just for humor. Also, I don't see Psylocke on the roster, which is disappointing. Psylocke was a really good character. It's a shame that she never got much movie play. Same thing with Lady Deathstrike. Why do they... Like, the Lady Deathstrike they picked for the series was so bizarre. Like...
Have you come to fight?
Wait, she has a...
Let's have some fun.
Plasma rifle. I'm trying all the atypical combos. Damn, she just like the damage she does.
I'd hate to be you now.
I'd also expect Mystique to be like the Mokujin character. Seriously. I hate when games do that. That's like the Tekken 3 cheese. Also, I think the moves are context. Get the fuck... Enough of this pop-up bullshit. Yeah. I do like how the computer goes from not blocking anything to once you start attacking or they start getting low on health, they just like block Nazi crazy. Oh my god. Oh, come on. See, like that time he was like delayed in the air. I'll just cheese you in the corner.
I'd hate to be you now.
that's the problem with pop-ups and like air blocks. Like that was like Bloody Roar 2. I think you could permanently stall people in the air. Or was it Bloody Roar 3? It was one of them. There was no air block, so you could essentially use people like Baraku, whatever his name was.
Locked, cocked, and loaded.
You could
Never give Turd respect.
you could infinitely pop them up. Feel the cheese. Get the. You literally did the same combo twice. Okay, like seriously, this computer. Yeah, fuck you. I'll cheese you to death. Especially if you're gonna be cheap and
You're
just
not
like
worth my time.
go from like difficulty 1 to like difficulty 23. Oh, 18 hits. That was bullshit. Let's see if there's a special meter thing, but I don't know what it does or how to use it.
I'd hate to be you.
I'd hate to be you. Also, the definition of general fighting games, it's disappointing that most of the matches end with both of you having very little health. Like, normally it should be, you know, if you're a human player or otherwise, normally you'd want to, like, push harder. I mean, granted, I'm not very good at the game, but I feel like
Locked, cocked, and loaded.
the characters are equilateral in their hits.
Oh, my stars and garters.
Also, I haven't really figured out if there's a guard, because holding back does not seem to do anything. Yep.
Violence is never the answer.
Look at the health he has. He just, like, wrecked me. I literally can't do anything. There. Wow, I did, like, no damage to him. Yep. There's no blocking or anything for that.
This contest is over.
Yeah. This game is pretty terrible as a fighting game. I mean, it's serviceable if you really want a fighting game, but the blocking and the characters are all just about the same speed, and he was doing a crap ton of damage, which, I mean, makes sense because he's Beast, and I think the game froze. But all in all, fighting game. I mean, even at the time, I don't even remember this being a fighting game. I thought this was the third-person action game. Because I remember there's one of them that's a third-person action game on PS1, and I thought it was the Mutant Academy ones. But as fighting games, when Soul Blade's already out, when Tekken 3's probably already out, yeah. I mean, even the King of Fighter games, even though I don't like 2D fighters, they were really good on PS1. Not as good as, like, the PS3 ones. The PS2 ones. Yeah, because you had Maximum Impact, which was awesome. But I'm not gonna continue playing it. It looks like just to be one of those ones where whenever the computer starts losing, or just whenever the computer feels like it, it suddenly goes on like difficulty 10. Like there's no 1, 3, 5. It's like 1 or 10. And not really that good. But either way, let's see what's next up on the list. And I will see you in the next Let's Play. Hi, I'm Morak Dias. Let's just give you a quick update on what this one is. I'm just going to add this one on to the end of Mutant Academy, or a new one. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But basically, this one won't play, so it is broken, and it was You Don't Know Jack. So, whatever. No big loss. Quiz game. I would have had a little fun with it, but it's You Don't Know Jack. I already looked for another copy. Apparently, it just won't run. So, I'm not. That was better. And I dropped my controller. Well, either way, this one doesn't work. So, moving on to the next.